Good morning, this is Steve Y. I'm doing some diagnostics on my 2001 Ford Expedition. Give you a little view of what we got here. Working in the rain today. I live in Conway, Arkansas, if anybody's familiar with that area. We're getting some rain. Got some snow last week, but today we're dealing with rain. Anyway, this is what I got. My garage full of crap. My four-wheeler in disarray. Anyway, what we're up to today is trying to figure out why I'm getting a miss to one of my plugs. This is a coil. I have the coil over pack system, or COP, in this thing, and what it is got one of these things for every spark plug that sits on top of the motor. If you can see that, there's one right there. One of the things that, this is the plug to it. These things have some clips on the bottom of them that hold them on, but these things become very brittle over time, and I've broken a couple of them. The first time I attempted to do this a couple years ago, so I had to tie wrap because they kept slipping off. And that's kind of a bummer when you're going down the road and one comes off and the thing doesn't run too good on 7 and 6 cylinders, so I kind of had to jimmy rig. I've tried looking for them clips, but I can't seem to find them, and the only other option I would have is to replace the harness, and I'm not really tempted to go through that. So there's another guy that's got a video of how to replace the spark plugs, and one thing I noticed that he did do was remove the fuel pump. I'm sorry, not the fuel pump, the power steering pump. He moved it out of the way. I guess he was following some directions that I haven't heard of, but I haven't had to move it. All I've done is just taken off the air intake cover here and the filter housing, and I don't know if you can see the fuel rail in there. It's that shiny piece down there, just 2 bolts off of that. Had to kind of move it out of the way to get to the coil packs that are under it. Drop my computer duster. If I get bored, I'll just huff some of this and I'll act like I'm walking on sunshine. If anybody knows Towley from South Park, he's pretty funny. So anyway, what you need to do, or what I'm doing, I'm going through the book, and I don't know if anybody, this is probably the best book for this car. There's a couple checks that you can do. One is to ohm it out using this procedure here. There's a primary and a secondary. The primary is just ohming these 2 connections up there, and the secondary is the positive side of this connection. You see a little B plus, so I guess the right side is the positive, and then your negative side on that spring down there to ohm it out. And that's the, but what I don't understand is what it's showing there is not what's listed here. 0.55 ohms. How are you supposed to show 55 ohms? And clearly it's showing a different number, 8.14. But when I ohm it out, I do get 8.14 that way, so I guess I'm alright. So that's what I'm doing, diagnosing a 4.6 Ford V8 Triton. Trying to figure out why it's missing. And if I do find a bad coil, I'll post that on the second clip. Or if I don't find it and I just clean up the contacts and everything's fine, I'll post that on the clip as well. And then we're going to do a quick oil change. I got to take a little trip here in a couple weeks up north. And it's going to be cold, so I don't want to be breaking down. That's it. I'll get back to you in a little bit.